My name is Anupam Srivastav. I live in Noida. I'm a communication professional who works for not-for-profit organizations. I'm also an author. I scored 8 overall with, of course, variations in different components of the exam. To be preparing for IELTS, I, of course, did a lot of things, particularly going to the IELTS website and doing the practice tests, but also understanding how the test is structured and making sure that I understood the structure and that the test paper that appeared before me was not something I was unfamiliar with, but it's something that I had done so many times that only the questions were different, nothing else. Firstly, I really wanted to do well because I had not taken an exam for many years, and when you appear in an exam, you might as well do your best. So I tried to tried to understand as much as possible the structure of the IELTS test, and it's a complex structure. One has to understand it, otherwise one will be surprised. And then for especially speaking and writing, you have to not only focus on what the questions are, but also what the content is. The content has to be logical. It has to be well thought out. It has to have a structure. You cannot just speak or write anything that comes to your mind. So it is very important to understand the test from the perspective of the content. The computer delivered IELTS is a very good exam because it puts you completely at ease. It gives you the control of your system. It gives you a headphone, and the computer helps you control the amount of sound you want in your headphone. So it's a great test, and it also gives you the right to go back to check the answers. It also gives you the right to particularly mark those sections where you're not so confident, and they will give you a warning that you have to go back so you can re-examine what you've done. So I think it's a good test. Also, the partitioning helps you in being in your own environment where you have no disturbance at all. I think my main weakness was listening, because writing, the piece of writing is there in front of you. Speaking, yes, speaking also, it is totally impromptu, where you're given one opportunity. So listening and speaking, I think, are the tougher part of the exams, not so much everything else. So for listening, I found the map, that A, B, and C marked on a map, and you have to locate these on a sub map. That's a difficult test. And if you miss hearing once, then you get everything else wrong. So that was difficult for me. So the only way of beating this is practicing more. Similarly, speaking, now you cannot be speaking suddenly one day before an examiner if you're not used to speaking on a regular basis. So of course I practice that as well, but then that is something I practice every day. There's a lot of material on the web. I particularly focused on the IDP website, which gives you fairly good tests. The IDP CD which was sent to me, that was also very useful, but now you really have to make sure that you have a CD player, because CD players are not easy to come by nowadays. But the material is very useful. Yes, on the day of the exam day, don't rush, but at the same time don't sit on anything. So adopting a balanced approach where you take adequate time on a question, neither rushing nor delaying, that is the best tip I'd like to give. IELTS is an exam of your ability in English, but that ability you cannot develop overnight. So there are two components to it. One is the language, the other is the test. So although language is something you're supposed to develop an expertise in, but it comes to you in the form of a test. So what do? So you develop your skills in the language over maybe 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. And for instance, one should be reading every day, maybe a newspaper or a book. But at the same time, there is not just the grasp of the language, there's also listening involved, there's writing involved. So it tests you in a comprehensive way. So I would suggest that, people who want to do well at IELTS, they should also be listening to English. Now, if you're watching English movies, but you're looking at the subtitles now, that doesn't tune your ears to English. When words are spoken, you have everything in front of you. So, how do you get what is being spoken? So, if I think it would be a good idea to turn the subtitles off on your television and try to see if you can actually understand what is being spoken. With regard to writing, now, one is writing mostly these WhatsApp messages and short messages these days, and using a lot of slangs and jargon, and I would recommend that, you step back and you see how to use language, the way it was written some time ago, which is full sentences, grammatically correct, and not incomplete sentences. So get used to writing more, read people who are writing full sentences. So don't rely just on social media boards and so on. I mean, read and write, practice.